We'll call to order our regular meeting of the Ware County Board of Commissioners on Monday, December 9th, 2019 at 5 o'clock p.m. Again, with a roll call vote of commissioners, beginning with Commissioner Pope.
Present.
Commissioner Nelson.
Present.
Commissioner Barnes.
Present.
Commissioner Carter.
Present.
And the chair is present. Let's stand for the invocation to all those that can, and I will do the invocation, and Commissioner Nelson's going to do the pledge. Almighty God, we just thank you again, Lord, for the opportunity to be here to carry out the business of our community, Lord. God, we ask you for this beautiful crowd that's here tonight, that they come to watch our government perform and watch the ideas be expressed in our business, Lord, and we ask you to bless each and every commissioner here, bless each family that's represented here. Lord, we ask you to be with us all, Lord, as we go throughout the business tonight, Lord, of this government. We give you all the honor for it, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Please join us in pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, commissioners, we'll get right into our agenda. I need a motion to approve our agenda set forth.
I make a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. We'll give it a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carter.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnard.
Aye.
Commissioner Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Pope.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Okay, we got a special group with us tonight that I asked to come, and I am so excited about having such a beautiful group of young people and parents that come. And we want this, some of you, there's not enough room to get everybody up here. If we could get some stand right up here so the TV camera can get your picture. Excuse me, Miracle League. Miracle League. Once again, I want to say to the Miracle League team and parents, oh, this is beautiful. To have such a beautiful crowd up here tonight. And let me tell you something, folks. If y'all hadn't, if you have not ever seen these kids play, you won't leave out there without tears in your eyes, believe me. And I ain't forgot it. And my family ain't forgot it. And we didn't forget you whenever we done our proposal for the new SPLOST that's coming forth. Yes, it failed, but we're gonna try again. But we wanted the people to see on TV land and all those other lands that's out there writing and doing things with Facebook. Why? It's important that these people, these young kids and these young folks have a place to place ball just like those able-bodied bat swingers do. And if you don't think you won't get excited, you go out there and watch these folks. It's worth your time. And they asked me about a field. I said, well, we don't have any money in this year, in this 2014 SPLOST, but we got one coming up in about 2 years, and we'll write it into the plan, and thank my commissioners for going and looking at, I think it was Effingham County, look at a field, so they would know what we was wanting to do for these beautiful people. And we want them to know, we want you to know, we need your support. We need the people that didn't vote for the SPLOST tax the first time. If you didn't vote, go vote for it. But we want the people that voted against the SPLOST tax. It wasn't about penny number 9. It ain't got nothing to do with penny number 9. It ain't got nothing to do with no penny number 10. There's no penny number 10. This is penny number 7 we've had for over 20 years that pays for these projects. And we want to ask the people to review it whenever it comes up again, so we can provide these children and these young people with a place to play out at our preliminary recreation complex. With that, I'm going hush. Thank y'all again for coming. If this was a lot of trouble, Mr. Barry, I went and asked him if he could recruit this group, and he did, and thank you. Thank you so much to have already come. We want you to come so you can be part of this. We want the people to know what we do with just one integral part of SPLOST tax. So thank y'all for coming, and you can stay for the meeting, or you know, if you've got other plans, well, that's fine too.
Thank you for inviting us to come. We're depending on you guys.
We gotta hear you on TV.
No, I just wanted to say thank you for inviting us to come, and we're depending on you guys. We're out there, we're working hard. Now Jimmy's gonna have me cry. We're working hard, we're trying to raise every bit of the money that we can come up with. And we have from day one that we started with the Miracle League of Okefenokee. We've got a long ways to go, and we don't expect the taxpayers fit the whole bill, so we're out there working as hard as we can to help that, but it'll still be a long time off if we don't get the help from Ware County. And has anybody else got anything they want to say?
Okay. Thank you all for having us tonight, but we just want to say that if you've never been to a game, you really need to come. I mean, everybody looks, you know, at our disabilities, but they never see our abilities. You know, they get out there, they play hard, it's good exercise, they get socialization, they get to meet with their friends and other peers, and as parents, we get to network with each other about what's there and what's available, you know, for our kids. So I guess, and since to say, if you're kind of removed from the disability community, you're not aware, you know, of our needs and what we've got and what we hope for. Like Jimmy Ray said, the field is something that we need desperately. We hope to make it a multi-purpose field so we can do other things besides play baseball, maybe soccer, you know, volleyball, just something to keep our community, you know, involved. It touches everybody's lives. We've even had a little boy that was playing in Little League come over, and he gave us his $2 and said, I don't know what you all need, but I want to give this to you, you know, because I want to see those, you know, see him play. So, you know, if you haven't come, please come. We play in the spring and the fall out at Trembling Earth. The reason we need the field so badly is that when it rains, we have to cancel our games, you know, because we are unable to push these wheelchairs through the clay and the mud. You know, it's a big disappointment for us as parents and coaches, and also for our players, because like I said, that's a time for socialization and a time for play. So please, you all reconsider, you know, re-vote on the SPLOST, keep us in the forefront when you make that decision, because we really desperately, you know, need our field. And you got a working board right here. I mean, we have worked from day one to get out there and raise money. And we will continue to do so because our dream will continue to propel us forward, you know, with our need and our desire for this field. Okay, anybody else, Barry?
I'll say a couple words.
Okay. Oh, I'm hung on a wheelchair.
Not a lot, but just wanted to say, seriously, if you haven't been out there, please go and watch one of the games. I'm one of the fortunate ones in this world that's been able to make baseball a part of my life for all my life, and there's nothing in the world that would mean more to us for these kids to be able to play every single game that we've got scheduled, and they deserve it. And I can tell you this from being around the game all my life too. You will never, ever in your entire life see any more smiles on the field as you will at his games. Every single one of them, every single night. It's just a blessing. It's an encouragement. It's just what we need to do as a community, frankly, too. It was disappointing with the SPLOST, I understand that, but it's also disappointing us as a community if we don't already have a field. But these folks deserve a chance to play. Every chance we give them to play. Not just when it doesn't rain, or when it sprinkles even, folks, is when we can't play. We just can't play because we can't get them around the bases. So please consider helping all these great kids and great adults too play the game that they love and they enjoy. And they're a blessing to the community. We need to continue to support them.
I want to say I just appreciate all of you being here today. All of us went to the game back, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and we all promised you then that it would be in the SPLOST, and the commission sought to do that. We didn't deliver because the people voted no, the majority. But we feel like we needed to go at it again and get the people. There's so many people that didn't even vote. And that's what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is try to educate the people that did not vote, the need for some of these things. And that's the only way we can get it. And not only that, 55% of that is paid by you. 45% of it is paid by somebody out of this county. Every bit of it. And so if you will, spread that around. You can do it. And we hope to have some town hall meetings between now and November when it'll be on the next ballot. And by having those town hall meetings, we need you to participate. Every time you see one that's being held, please go to it and invite others to go to it, that we might be able to have victory the next time. God bless each one of you. Thank you so much for your interest in your government. This is your house, your government house, and we hope that you'll use it for your own good. God bless you.
Again, thank y'all for coming. It's wonderful to see such a beautiful crowd. We appreciate you so much coming.
Have we got any dancers up here?
Got one right here in the center.
Jimmy's going up here.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Really?
Not yet.
I've already been approached. That's what I want.
Thank y'all for coming. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And y'all,
That don't leave us very busy.
and y'all decide.
Okay. We have a guest speaker, Dr. Earl Hart.
Yes, sir. I don't know if Dr. Mark's here or not. I don't believe he is.
Okay, we'll go on to the next item. Mr. Reese, we'll give him up.
like to recognize Jasmine Green as Employee of the Month for November 2019. Jasmine was hired in September 2013 as an Appraiser 1 with the Tax Assessor's Office, and with hard work and training, she is now an Appraiser 3. Jasmine has a spirit and a smile that lights up a room. She is an enthusiastic and dedicated employee with more than reliable work habits. She often doesn't need guidance or supervision, but willingly accepts it when offered. She is consistently successful in sharpening her craft and works hard to do so. Jasmine is always willing to pitch in to help the team in whatever capacity she can, and constantly gets the job done right the first time. She jumps at opportunities to serve and actively participates on several committees within the county. Jasmine is super friendly and sweet and is known to get along with all her coworkers in and out of her own department, sharing laughs and smiles along the way. She always has a kind word and is very good at handling tasks that may be outside the scope of her regular duties. Her dedication to excellence and delivering above and beyond what is requested makes her a perfect illustration of the amazing employees we have here in Ware County. So it's my pleasure to honor Ms. Jasmine Green as Ware County's Employee of the Month for November 2019. She's here, and Ms. Joyce Lampkin, which is her supervisor, our chief appraiser, is also here, so if you two will come up front. We'll do our presentation.
Congratulations, Jim. That's fine. We don't. Not unless Jasmine wants to say something. She's the one that's being honored. It's a little token of our appreciation. The only thing is you have to split half of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That way we come around.
Thank you.
You want to say something?
No, I do want to say that I appreciate it.
like that so people on TV can hear you.
Yes.
I would like to say that I do appreciate everybody for the nomination, just being able to, provide for the county, and you guys entrusting me with what we do at the county. Thank you.
All right, Earl Mark.
I hear you, Mark. Or you give me
You get one to the press. My name is Dr. Earl Martin, and this is Ms. Barbara Seidman, who is, we attended a conference on the 22nd and 23rd of November up in Atlanta at Georgia Tech, and it was related to the production of hemp, and that I wanted to come back. Last week I reported to the City Commission. I wanted to report to the County Commission also about what's going on in the state of Georgia, to give you all a heads up, because hemp is in all likelihood going to be the next big cash crop for the, actually cash crop period in the United States as a whole, and that I know that the farmers are very much interested in it. There's a lot of interest in it. There's a lot of interest in it around the country, and that the fact is that Georgia is just starting to get into it officially, and so there is a lot of questions and a lot of potential opportunity, but there's also potential risks involved, because sometimes if you jump into the deep end turns out to be the shallow end, and you get hurt. This conference was held at Georgia Tech. It was sponsored by the Georgia Tech, and there were also people involved from the University of Georgia came. This hemp is a crop that is going to be, has multiple uses. You can see that in
You see it actually almost in every flash foods now selling CBD oil, but really that is probably, in my mind, is probably the less important thing about hemp, and that is that it will be used as fiber. It has been used in multiple, like 2,500 different products. Hemp clothing. Hemp was actually probably the first material that was made, paper was made out of. The first two drafts of the Declaration of Independence were written on hemp paper. The Bill of Rights was written on hemp paper. So that there's, you know, we do have obviously a thriving paper industry down here in South Georgia, and that they'd be looking at this as a source of fiber potentially. Kimberly-Clark has already started using it, or you know, so there's that. There's hemp clothing. It can be made into almost like a wood product. It's used into different body parts for like automobiles. BMW now is making certain body parts out of hemp, mixing it with certain kind of plastics and polymers and things like that. So it can be hard, soft, and all sorts of things like that. So it is. There's like 2,500 different products that they have made hemp into. It's a very at this time for agriculture, as we know that agriculture plays a big part in South Georgia, and that this is something that the farmers are very much interested in. The Georgia Department of Agriculture is still formulating its rules, and the United States Department of Agriculture has just formulated its rules, as in like for the last 3 or 4 months. And so there is in the Georgia Department, the Secretary of Agriculture, he's setting up his rules there. It's actually still in the comment period. So I wanted to share this with you, and there's several other aspects of it. I think that the hemp also is being looked at. One of the things that's looked at specifically is related to detoxification of soil, and that it's an amazing thing. I'll tell you what's interesting, and that is that it's unusual to get a phone call from somebody from Atlanta saying, "Hello, we're from Atlanta and we've heard about Waycross, Georgia, Ware County, Georgia, and we want to do something to help you all." That's not something we usually get from a phone call from Atlanta. So there's a lot of different aspects of hemp, and I just wanted to share this with the commission to kind of get a feel for what's going on. There's going to be another conference they're going to be planning on scheduling in Wisconsin. They've actually invited some of us to go up from Waycross to do that because they're doing this in Wisconsin, a lot of different other states. I just want to share it.
My interest in hemp is not the CBD oil, because it's going to go out once we start production. My interest is cleaning up the environment, because we do have contamination of our soil in Waycross and across the state of Georgia. And by planting hemp would take that metal out of our soil. It will take those toxins out of our soil. We can grow 2 crops of hemp a year. That's going to help the wood industry, because the wood industry, it takes 25 years for trees to grow to make wood. But with hemp, you can make wood and give an extra 5 years to the wood industry to get bigger trees so we can have better wood. We can make brake pads out of hemp. We can make our clothes out of hemp. We can make our door panels out of hemp. There's so many uses for hemp, but my main focus for Waycross, Georgia, in bringing hemp and growing hemp with the farmers is going to give the farmers the relief they need to make money. It's also going to give the workers better paying jobs. They will be trained, but they will make more than minimum wage. And that's my interest for getting involved with the farmers and the hemp industry, so we can bring the farmers relief and the workers a better living in Waycross, Georgia. We can be the model for the state of Georgia. We can be the model for the United States of America. It starts in Waycross, but it spreads all over. And they will give Waycross the credit for that. So I'm asking the chamber to consider the hemp industry for the farmers and for the citizens about the county.
Okay, well, thank y'all. I got one question. Have you been and talked to our county extension or county agent, farm agent?
I reached out to the county agent and he, I'll just be honest, and as he says, it's too new, he doesn't really wanna touch it at this point in time.
It's too new.
Yeah, now I will tell you that again, the people at the University of Georgia, right now, there is only one legal field of hemp in the state of Georgia. It's in Athens. It's under the professorship of a gentleman by the name of Tim Coulomb. He is, I have a local farmer who has reached out and spoken to him. And because the thing is that there are a lot of rules and regulations about growing this, but if you come under research, those rules and regulations do not apply to you. And the idea is that for the first year or two, the idea is you don't want to go out and grow 50 acres or 150 acres of hemp. You want to grow 1 or 2 just to get a feel for what it is. There's a million varieties. There's rather thousands of varieties of hemp. You got to decide which one's the best variety for South Georgia, because no one's grown it in South Georgia for who knows. And so they're going to try to do that, and we're trying to reach out to him to come in underneath the University of Georgia research program. We're both, figuring out what's the best way to do it, and they're also looking at the possibility, again, detoxification of the soil. Okay, now there is one thing that always comes up, and that's is this marijuana? And the answer is no. Okay. It looks the same, but it's not the same. There's set rules and regulations, and the rules and regulations are such that for it to be hemp and grow it, and they're not going to, the police and the law enforcement's not going to confiscate it, is you have to have less than 0.3% THC, which is marijuana supposedly. My understanding is it's 8% THC, so it's less than 1%. It's less than a third of 1% THC, so it's not something that you can hallucinate over or get high over. So it's not meant for those kind of things, even though the plant may look very similar.
Well, Doc, a lot of our soil has a pH of over 5. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you'd find many acres in Ware County that wouldn't be there around 5 plus. Mm-hmm. Hard pan, if you got hard pan in the soil, you may have a 7 or 8 mm-hmm. pH. So I'm just wondering if John Doe, a farmer, wanted to plant 10 acres, so who would he see? Who would he get? His county agent, and how would he get resources to, or the seed and so forth?
Right. Well, the fact is that really that's where the research part of it comes in, because really there is no certainty about where people are getting, where they should get it, and what's the best place. That's kind of where this is the research. The idea is that in the first 1 or 2 years, you try to figure out what's the best hemp and where it is. Now, I will tell you, for example, from a weather standpoint, I know of a farmer, not personally, but I know of a farmer who is reaching out desperately trying to get some hemp from Maine, okay? I think that's a big mistake. The fact is that from a climate standpoint, South Georgia is more a Mediterranean climate.
Yeah.
And what was proposed, and you just have to put it in the ground to find out if it works or not. Yeah. There is hemp that is from Sardinia and southern Italy, which would be the same climate type thing. As for whether it's hard pan or not in southern Italy, I do not know. See, I am not an agricultural expert. That's where you have to get a gentleman like Tim Coulomb, who's a professor at the University of Georgia, be able to kind of experiment. I mean, that's what a research project is to do experiment. What's the best stuff to work here? Because again, multiple varieties, some work in one variety. Obviously, you're putting hemp plants in Maine soil, it's going to be a whole lot different than South Georgia.
Other than you having a personal interest in wanting to see hemp grown in Ware County, who do you represent?
Who do I represent?
Yeah.
I represent myself.
Well, what I'm getting at is, I'm not trying to be facetious,
I
but
know.
if there's interest to be generated, then we want our farmers to be well informed about what they want to do.
Correct.
If
I don't represent any particular industry. I don't have, I am planning on putting some money where my mouth is, because I think to me, it seems like it's the potential. We were told that we're talking about a production value of agricultural economics of $10,000 an acre, and most farmers kind of get, their eyes get real wide when you say that.
how much?
$10,000 an acre.
Better not say that too loud. Jimmy's got several acres out there.
Go ahead.
And with the program, if a farmer decides to plant hemp, they will be paid $750 per acre for dry land and $950 for wet land up front. So they don't have to come out of pocket to prepare that land and plant that hemp.
Okay.
And then they're guaranteed $2,000 per acre, even if they got a small parcel.
Who guarantees this?
The company that will agree to take their product. Once the hemp matures, the product is sent to Atlanta to the processing plant.
Yes.
The farmer only has to grow it. They don't have to process it or anything. It will be processed at a plant in Atlanta.
Right,
All the farmer has to do is plant it and harvest it.
Well,
Yes.
well, what I can say is that plant in Atlanta, the processing plant, is being built right now.
Yeah.
One of the other problems is related to the regulations, rules and regulations, is that for you to plant hemp in Georgia at the present time, one of the rules will be that you have to have a signed agreement with a processing plant.
Yeah.
So if you go out and plant hemp today in Bacon County or Ware County or wherever, and you don't have it, you can't sell it. Okay, you can get burnt. You know,
Well, any time our farmers could get a good cash crop, somebody needs to direct them
Correct.
to it and
Correct.
and
And
assist
that's-
them.
and
But it
that's-
needs to be here. It don't need to be in Atlanta.
Right, well, and we mentioned that, okay, we mentioned that, because one of the things they mentioned was, is that one of the requirements of a processing plant is to have good transportation,
Yeah.
and they were talking about railroads.
Yeah.
So what can I say about Ware County, Waycross, railroads?
We got plenty of
We
railroads.
got plenty of railroads, okay, so I mentioned the fact that they need to come to Waycross, okay? And in fact, I will share this, is that the plan will be to have another conference. I think I have proposed, there's a gentleman who's kind of coordinating all of this. He is just a coordinator, and suggested that possibly next year have this conference in Waycross.
Good.
So did
I
all of you all?
think it's something that, we need to bring to the surface and let our farmers, come and
Correct, and I think that.
educate them on it, and see
Yes.
if it's,
So
like you said, $750 to
Yeah.
$900 an acre, that kind of get my interest.
Yes.
Right,
If
so.
I was in the farming business.
Right, so I think that, again, this is very, very early, because again, the Georgia Department of Agriculture hasn't even said all the rules and regulations they're still in that comment period. But again, it's something that is coming, and I think that Ware County needs to be on the lead edge of this. And I think that we have a great opportunity, and again, like I said, the gentleman that was coordinating this, gentleman by the name of Bevan Suits, and he specifically said, I want to look at Waycross and Ware County.
Yeah, we want him to too, if he's got any money in his pocket.
Get farmers.
Well, I will share this with you, okay? He has reached out to the United States Department of Agriculture.
Good.
There's a gentleman over at, I forget Tim's last name, but Tim in Tifton, and he's reached out to some people that are like 2 layers below Sunny Purdue. So we're talking about some folks that are pretty high up in the federal bureaucracy in the United States Department of Agriculture, and they are interested in this type thing as well, even in Waycross.
Good.
Well, we're certainly interested in our farmers knowing about it, being educated, because they're the ones that have to make decisions, yeah, we want to do it.
Correct. Correct. So this was just the opening conference. So So all of what I've shared with you, I have learned within the last 3 weeks.
Yes, sir.
But I wanted to share this with you all because it's for the community.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for
Appreciate it
listening.
very much. Thank y'all for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions on this? Okay. All right. Thank y'all very much. Okay, Commissioners, item A, Mr. Manager.
Okay, under tab A, is a request to approve an airport hangar lease agreement with, Wichita LLC, Ponte Vedra for $175 a month.
Okay,
I shall move.
got a motion? Second. Got a motion and a second. Any further questions, Commissioners? Hearing none, begin with a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Pope. Commissioner Nelson. Commissioner Barnes. Commissioner Carter.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. All right, item B, Mr.
Okay, under tab B is the approval of the payment of the employee safety incentive for full-time employees of $125 and part-time employees of $65.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I shall move.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any questions for the manager? Mr. Manager, would you elaborate just briefly why?
Yes, sir.
Why we are able to do this?
Yes, sir. Our claims rate were lower than what was initially projected, and this is a refund of the funds that we paid for workers' comp.
Give it to the employee.
Okay, all right, any more questions? Hearing none, begin with a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carter.
Aye.
Commissioner Barner. Commissioner Nelson. Commissioner Pope. Chair votes aye. Item C, Mr. Manager.
Okay, under tab C is a change order for the Hatch Point Road project. It is for the paving of Cactus Street, and in the amount of $231,159. And this would be for the widening of Hatch Point Road and the paving of the Cactus Road, Cactus Street, an additional. That's only about 6% of the total contract for that work.
Okay. Do I have a motion, Commissioners?
Chairman, I move that, we approve the change order for Cactus Street in the amount $231,159, contingent upon our engineer gathering up all of the easements needed for this project. And also, would ask that he contact the city of Waycross to see if they would be interested again in a joint project on this drainage.
Okay. Okay, got a
But my
motion?
motion of contingency does not include them being part of it. We just need to see if they can help.
Okay. All right, all of you understand what, Commissioner? Okay, do I have a second? Got a second? Any further questions for the manager on this project?
Now, that does include straightening out all the drainage.
That's everything.
That is for the paving and the drainage on the street, but the additional work there where the city's involved, we'd have to get, that'd be an
Yeah,
additional.
that's going to include that.
His motion does not include that, is that correct?
That's correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, the canal along the guy and, Herman Storage property, it don't include.
No, sir. We'll have, that would be additional to what we're gonna have to do. Yes, sir.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any more questions for the manager? Hearing none, begin with a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carter.
Aye.
Commissioner Barner. Commissioner Nelson. Commissioner Pope.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Item D, Mr. Manager.
Okay, under tab D, is a change order for our resurfacing contract, with Georgia Asphalt Producers. This is for additional work that was required in the paving of the area of Frontier Estates. The total change order is $86,177.18. This amount was covered, or excuse me, is covered under our contingency line item in the contract.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Got a motion? Second?
A second.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Okay, for questions, is this this is money that we using out of our Peace Plus, Mr. Manager?
I believe that. Which funding source is that, Brandon, do you know? I get them all confused. Do you
This
remember?
is,
Frontier States? He's like me. Then we got so many going on, we can't keep
Yeah, I
up
know.
with everything.
I'm
pretty sure it's Peace Plus.
Okay, that's what I figured, but I just thought I'd ask a question. Any further questions?
Mr. Manager, all of this work would be in Frontier States. It doesn't include the other streets on contract
It was on about all the streets,
in Frontier States.
just about all the streets where we did the milling. We had utility cuts on all the streets, and where we did the milling of the existing asphalt, the ride was not good, so we came in there and had to level just about all the streets that we had originally figured that. And also part of this is the overlay of Seminole Springs. Originally, we were gonna just try to patch part of that and not redo the whole thing, and we decided to go ahead and redo it while we were out there working on the rest of the streets.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any further questions? Hearing none, begin with a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Pope. Commissioner Evans. Commissioner Martin. Commissioner Carter. The chair votes aye. Item E, Mr. Manager.
Okay, under tab E, is a consideration of reappointment to the Tax Assessors Board, Post 3. Mr. Darrell Robertson submitted a written request to be reappointed to that post.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions concerning Mr. Darrell Robertson? Reappointment.
What's the term of that appointment, Mr. Manager? 3 years?
That I don't know, I think it is, I didn't know if they were still here or not, I believe it is 3 years, almost certain it's 3 years, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, any further questions? Hearing none, begin with a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Pope. Commissioner Evans. Commissioner Martin. Commissioner Carter. And the chair votes aye. All right, item F.
Okay, under tab F is a consideration to approve an alcohol consumption on premises license for 1997 State Street, known as Joe's Place Bar. Mr. Corson is repurchasing or purchasing from the owner, Mr. Sapp. So he's, the original owner is purchasing.
Right. Okay, do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Okay, I got a motion? Second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further questions concerning this license application?
This applicant meets all the requirements, Mr. Manager?
Yes, sir. There's no disqualifiers.
Thank you.
Okay, any further questions? Hearing none, begin with a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carter. Commissioner Martin. Commissioner Nelson. Commissioner Pope. Chair votes aye. Item G, Mr. Manager.
Okay, under tab G is the consideration to purchase, ambulance power lifts, 3 in total, out of our 2014 SPLOST in the amount of $79,063.56. This is included in purchase and retrofitting these units in 3 of our ambulances.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, got a motion? Need a second?
Second.
I got a motion and a second, any questions?
One question, I think, Bill, you related that these lifts could be moved to another ambulance at the time that the present ambulances are not used and surveyed out? They can be transferred to another one?
Yes, sir. They'll be recycled, I don't know what the lifespan is, but as long as they're operational and serviceable, we will, swap them out. Now we have 2 ambulances in reserve that won't have them, but as the others, as they cycle out, we will try to continue to recycle them until they're, at the end of their lifespan.
Thank you, I thought I remembered that, thank you.
Okay, any further questions?
I thought the previous, time when we approved that one,
Yes, sir, it came in the new lifts.
and that we were going to just, from now on, not order one without it being in the queue.
Exactly, that's correct.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
So we wouldn't need to recycle the one that's in there for some reason, they could have something wrong with it. If they use it a whole lot of times, it's gonna wear out.
Something I'll have to check on, yes,
Yeah.
if they're not sturdy enough to continue on with.
This could be a big workers' comp saver.
Yeah, I would think so.
Backs,
Absolutely.
picking,
We're gonna have
especially you got
service.
ladies and, you know, let's face the facts. They can't pick up a 300-pound person.
Well, I was
Like
talking.
them, we'll pick them up, set them right in the back.
I was talking with two people that does this for Mr. Parr the other day at the restaurant. One of them looked like she weighed 105 pounds soaking wet with a heavy overcoat on. And, the other one didn't weigh much more than that. And I asked them what they would do with a 300-pound man, which is not uncommon. And, they said, we just have to get some help or call another unit.
They call the fire department
Yeah.
the majority of the time. And that's good. Got to back up. No city and county. Okay, any further questions? Hearing none, begin with a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Pope. Commissioner Nelson. Commissioner Barner. Commissioner Carter. The chair votes aye. All right, item H, Mr. Manning.
Okay, under tab H is Georgia Power relocation agreement for utility relocation on Cypress Street in the amount of $287,666. One thing I did want to point out that I mentioned in the work session is this is an agreement that has to be executed for them to move the utilities for us to do that project. And Georgia Power at this time is claiming prior rights, and we're doing our best to document what we have as far as showing that the street was there before they were. So that's an uphill battle, and we were told, or they told us that if we get the agreement signed, we'll settle that on the inside, from the backside, because of those utilities needing to be moved. So I'm gonna leave that up to the legal department to handle, because I'm not sure what to do at this point. We've tried to find what we could.
Well, that road's gonna prove detrimental, whatever Georgia Park Transportation implements overpass on State Street. Then that road's probably gonna be closed for. How long could State Street be closed under construction for overpass? Just a ballpark.
I was just thinking about the bridge job that they've been working on, what's on 158. That was a 3-year project, but it had 2 bridges, right? 2 bridges?
3 bridges.
3 bridges, so maybe a year then. They just did a recent, similar project in Valdosta, over, the 84 through Valdosta, for the overpass system. And I'm gonna say that was about 2 years.
So within 2 years, about 2 years,
And that's
give or
just-
take.
Yes, sir, that's just a guess.
Okay, that was a question I had. So it's detrimental to get Cypress Street ASAP.
One thing that we would have on State Street is probably a wall, retaining wall. And that would take a lot of time. That probably was not involved on the 158 bridges, but probably was on the Valdosta project coming in.
That'll slow it down, so.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any further questions?
You need to get a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have a motion to approve this contract? We got bogged up in talking about the project. Okay, do I have a motion?
Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the agreement with Georgia Power.
Okay. Got a second? Second. Got a motion and a second. Any more questions?
Well,
We
just,
got the questions ahead of the motion and the second.
yeah, for the viewing audience, maybe, the manager or the attorney could talk about the significance. You talk about prior rights, Georgia Power. Can you explain why that's important in monies and the project?
Primarily, the Ware County does not have a franchise agreement with Georgia Power. So anything when the utilities, the poles have to be moved out, to get them out of our right of way, then we have to pay to have that done. They don't do it for free. I understand that we did have a franchise agreement, if I'm correct, Brandon, franchise agreement with them, then they would move it at their cost, is that correct? Is that what they
And
basically
I think
told
that's the
us?
way it is with the city, the Waycross. I think the city of Waycross does have a franchise agreement with Georgia Power.
Okay.
Right, any more questions? Okay, get the roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Pope. Commissioner Hudson.
Aye.
Commissioner Martin. Commissioner Carter. And the chair votes aye. Item I, Mr. Manager.
Okay, item I is our EFC storage building, bid that was done, back in October. And, based on the conversation during the work session, this item is on the agenda for the commission to reject all bids and for staff to come up with a cost proposal on Ware County being the general contractor. So basically the motion, if I'm correct, it would be a motion to reject all bids on the EFC storage.
Okay, based on what you just said.
That's correct.
Mr. Chairman, I make that motion.
Okay, got a motion, got a motion and a second. Any further questions for the manager, Mr. Robbins? Other than it's needed. Yeah, and I'm very much in favor of saving money. Very, very much, and this was kind of high, believe me. But anyhow, I'll ask for a roll call, beginning with Commissioner Pope.
Sir?
Commissioner Pope. Commissioner Dempsey.
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
I was looking at another subject.
Sir?
Been a sidebar.
All right, county manager's report.
I don't have anything to add. Just all I would like to say, I know we got a meeting, but I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Okay. All right, citizens communication, anybody want to talk? Everybody's not talking now tonight. All right, commissioner meeting, begin with Commissioner Carter.
I'd just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I hope that, you and your loved ones have a wonderful time together. Be safe on the roads. And that, I feel like we've had a good year. I hope we have a better year next year though, by being able to get that splosh renewed. So that we can continue the progress that's been going on for the last few months. God bless you is my prayer.
Okay.
I just wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, be safe over the holidays. Also, on Eden Road, I think probably by the next meeting, we'll have some good news for the people out there. I think Randy met with the McLean group, and hopefully we'll have something worked out, get it worked on.
Glad you brought that up, Commissioner Dempsey.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, just like you said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I also want to just, I didn't say anything while the Miracle League was here, because everybody was talking and all that good stuff, but I just want to thank them for the great work they're doing. You know, that's one of the, the disappointing results of the splosh, because really look, I think we as a commission and they were really looking forward to being able to basically start to work on a field, a multi-purpose field that's designed for handicap. And everybody talked about how hard it is when it rains a little bit or drizzles. And the reason why is because the field is supposed to be kind of like an astroturf field, where the water would not affect, it would drain off. And we went to go visit a field over in Effingham County, the Reddick Field, beautiful field, and they also were able to use it for their championship field for their youth play. But the kids over there able to use it, and it's a showpiece for their community. And I'm hoping, like Commissioner Carter said, that that we can continue with that on the next splosh, and people can see the value of that 1 penny. And it's not just a building, it's something that brings value to the young people's lives, and it's something really, really neat. And I'm hoping that we can move forward with that project, and as they raise money, that is the perfect project that we want. You know, they're raising some money, we're raising some money. Mr. Splash, they're not just asking for us to do everything, and that's what you want community groups like that to do. So I really want the community to take another strong look at that and really consider that the next time we have a splash. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all I have.
Okay, Commissioner Pope.
I also would like to wish everyone Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We won't be back until the New Year. I'd also like to encourage, we read in the paper once a week now, the break-ins for cars, and one thing that concerns me, people leaving pocketbooks in the cars exposed, unlocked cars, but worse are firearms that are being stolen. And to me, it wouldn't take but one firearm stolen out of a car that's used in a crime to be, I mean, something you wouldn't want to live with the rest of your life. And along those lines, we're talking about the SPLOST. One disappointment to me is that the public safety departments were hoping to get a new communication system. There are still areas in Ware County that the deputies can't communicate with 911.
Amen.
There are stores in Waycross that police officers can't communicate with 911. So as all the commissioners are saying, and me, please give this consideration the next time it comes up, and I promise that we will do a better job of letting you know exactly what will be on that project. But anyway, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.
Okay, I guess they say the best to last. I just want to echo what Commissioner Pope just said there. You know, we've struggled for years and years and years to get where we at. And you know, in the SPLOST tax and the fair tax of the world. And that was said to me as a teenage boy, from my dad who was a minister. He said, told me and my brother, he said, boys, one day somebody's gonna wake up that the sales tax is the fairest tax in the world. Everybody pays it. And, you know, I don't know, only God knows why the ball was dropped on the SPLOST tax. Well, we had no newspaper. We had, at that time, I think our newspaper was in limbo. Now we have a newspaper back. And I want to thank Ms. Meyer from the Waycross Journal-Herald for being there with us and for us and helping us with that. And I think if we'd have had a newspaper that we could have talked to at that time, which we didn't, because we didn't have a newspaper. And we'll all do a better job the next time, getting the word out and explaining to people. And I think once people understand where we want to go with it, then they'll all be checking off. Yes, we definitely want to do that. Also, I've got a statement I want to read. It goes like this. It says, Commissioners and the citizens of Ware County, over the last couple of years, I have been asked if any was going to run for another, was I going to run for another term? My response was yes. Up until 6 months ago, as part of my daily prayer, I asked God, along with my beautiful wife over there, we prayed together. Amen. It says, I asked God, God give me a direction if I should seek re-election for the chairmanship. Several weeks ago, God revealed to me that my time was complete, and I shared this with my family at Thanksgiving dinner. Therefore, I will not seek re-election in 2020 for another term. As I serve my last year as chairman, I will strive to keep working for the community as I have for the last 11 years and the last 51 years. I want to wish everyone that's listening by TV, however, a Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And for Miss Jennifer Herzog, it's been a pleasure. Ms. Meyer, it's been a pleasure having you. And I'm going to introduce my wife and my precious daughter, only daughter, Fern and Hope. And again, it's been a pleasure being in this government. 52 years was a long time. And I want some time with my 26 head in my family. Grandchildren, great-grandchildren. And I can't say enough about how good this county's been to me and my family. Started off with nothing as a rookie firefighter, and here I am. And I think my time's finished, and God gave me that word through my 51-year-old son, November the 7th, and a prophecy. A 51-year-old come to my house.
Amen.
And give me that word. And whenever he said what he said to me, that load of burden of government was right here. I knew I was doing what God wanted me to do. Again, I've enjoyed all my years of service in this county. I wouldn't take nothing in the world for it. It's been wonderful. Good managers, good employees. This county couldn't ask for no better. And I just will stop with that. God bless y'all again. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year. If God's willing, and I know He will. If you don't come back, then we'll see you up there. But anyhow, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, you second. All right. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.